The sailor took a long rum and stroll. His son sat waiting on the dune, waiting for a moment of kindness to arise from the horizon. There was a pool of blood between them, a whole forest of dreamsick and intergenerational fuckery. The waves used to bring us witches, he said. And that is to say that the sea gave us spells for our sleepless nights so we could wear smiles stitched like hot sex over the banquet table, over the gourmet buffet which she sprinkled across cold crock pots. She placed 5 of my best years in her pocket and sank me.
I like your face. It's got that tortured bougie look.
But then she fell victim to her wedding night. So what is this myopia you have settled for, my son? Is it the echo of every woman you have ever loved, cascading to a stagnancy of self, for you place too much of yourself in them and let their dietary habits affect your gut? Do not trust those waves that lift you most. Do not be a butcher uninvited to the barbecue. You see, my son, I am the shadow and shrapnel of Mary Antoinette's sins and the pious call of the sea hawk gliding through twilight whispers. I see more of myself in the spittle of toothpaste that dots the mirror than that reflection that the tableau mutates. Did you know that your mother slept with Kafka? Did you know that she was as wild as your nights? So let us cordon off this corner we have changed for better, bury our chisels, and pension our typist parts. The ocean sang her breath here, spilling over the sun like he had in his very current conniving with her cunning maid. Was he now a conspirator of chance? Displace your stewardship and dance with me. The Seahawk flirted with the shoreline. The sun whispered, I stand amid creative drought and these floods of doubt. I do not know how to make substance sit in the subtext, and all of my poems are about marrying the sea. She has made a lunacy of this man. And there is no madness like love, he said. We think we are memories when we are nothing but moments. My father, I am only born to forgive myself and then you. He said at the riverbed, I met a dreamer. In a swarm of lust and listless chance, this woman took my wrist to coat in heather and honey, pulled my kisses to the tide. Make no mistake, no, in this moment we are an occurrence. Bodies bruising as we tumble through bramble, toiling the overgrow of corporate memories and symbiotic careers. Into the moonlight shore we plunged. The lavender of her navel unshackling my madness, collecting, keeping, deeping diaphragmatic breaths and intercostal love knotted, bound as threads of 3 sisters. And hark, she said, shorn yourself of fate. Let this moment be an echo in the tyranny you assuage. Permit a memory to untangle a lifetime of anarchist hope and active choices. Let us be statues anachronism, residing in a time zone which we abide by our own design. Let you wear this moment like a silver bangle, like an outline of the moon, and let the pooling sweat grow into a river. For what is love for if not fueling rebellions? And what are people without these tiny revolutions? We are spring malnourished, malicious and brandishing autumnal smiles to the ones we sell wintering arms, our summer seer of Machiavellian revelry, an age of laconic motives, treading our diplomacy with manners stagnant and smooth. And berserker, she replied, the gun has been retired. So herald in the elegy for extinction as Act 3 of Earth is but an Anthropocene away. As nuclear fission disproves Chekhov's law, making certainty unimaginable. Yes, the die is cast, my friends, but there is still time to wash it out. But how human to see only the potential for erasure. or omit it entirely from our bulletin of brutality. How pious to hear only the chorus that we might harmonize with when it is the verse that contains the lesson. Darshan? The closest I can pull a translation from the Sanskrit to our soggy tongue is that your hands pull me from the bonds of another person's song. Place me in a tuning where only I know what strings to pluck, and you, perhaps, should I offer up the tonal map of my body. As a marionette to my own madness, I consider this. How it would be to have your hands at my neck, nails scratching each midnight fret, a night terror twang, toiling the witching soundtrack of my insomnia jazz, until at last you settle upon a major key, brooding in chance. Turn it 3 times in the lock, and then place it in my palm. See, it is my own blood which she pours in my ear. And in it is the Dreich drum and neoliberalism, and the mellow organ of urban monotony. Birdsong struggles to bounce off the surging monoliths that we call progress, and we are so deaf to the bombs we think our digital shrieks more pressing. So how to tame your madness in a world that parallels psychosis and savagery, endorses swindlerhood and psychological butchery? Inward, she says, inward. There is silence beneath the roaring currents of you only brave the depths and their blackness. Stop swimming, stop swimming. You will not drown, but see how seamlessly you live in waves. So let light and I and the he and she that dance in me form dawns on the horizon, fusing Odysseus' journey with a vampiric lust. I will stand as the tenacity of Hydra and the downfall of stray men. Why should I believe in one God when all stories eventually hold true? For if facts are made of repeated experience, then this body of mine holds more potency for speculative fiction and poetry than the linear narrative which this reality places upon it. Oh, my love, she says, you are not in control. You are alone. Making solitude of your dreams is no way to bring them fruition, just as working with no vision makes stagnancy of revolutions. And an interest in change is nothing if that interest is not committed. My life stands at the crocodile tail end of a trident. The trails are each a spiderweb spiraling like scrawled question marks into the sky. See, Oppenheimer flirted with the sempiternal, and Einstein found Shiva in the matter which he dwelt. So how do I make laconic the mind if counting myself as a star in the same cosmos which their descendants condemned? How do I place myself in a land of no division between myth, magic, and materialism? Only as myself. Only is myself. So if I am a lover, let me be a good one. Let me know what it is to hold someone as statuesquely as they deserve, and cease my succumbing to skullduggery and these grimoire dreams at dusk. I found the window, but saw only the door. My beautiful people were wiping their feet on the mat, but I was standing in the age of self-discovery through solitude, forgetting that lone wolves die if they do not find a pack. Let me be an oar to her as best I can, and at times let me ask that she be the map. If I were named a verb, let it be roam. Let me be a listless breeze. The calm and a frenzy of salt spray kisses, the chaos of cat versus gravity, and the tenderness of custard and almond tarts torn slowly on a Portuguese beach. If I am to live as a name, please let it be my own. Welded in obsidian, making canyons of my decisions, let actions never be carved of a feather, but fissures of abandon, an adolescent faith. Let my earthquaking heart form catacombs between art and life. Let me wear honest words and speak kindly ones. If I am made a ship, let the captain go. No man should be expected to stay staffs with fate. And his eyes fall upon the horizon, upon the sea. And he says, picture the scene. Especially him. Sunday, 6 a.m, engines ripped on Friday evening, and I'm needing the shops and licensing laws to reopen their legs so I can crash a reload. When Cutty turns round and says to me, "Is that the sunrise that shines before our eyes?" It's rose-tinged hammer raised at our inebriation, come to break the mirage and facade and disregard of our night. No, friend. Come in, sit yourself down. Do you want a taste? Tennant is sat there in the corner. He is just waiting to foam at your mouth. Aye, have a bite. Your arrival is not untimely. You do not dismiss our joy. Strangers are welcome here. We've got Bucky and tunes, and you've got light. Now, we've a bit of skunk on the go, but to tell you the truth, my hands are shaking like the Pope after his first shag, so the roll's taken about half an hour. You're here now, but when your glow tints my skin, and I'm absolved of derision and the sins committed of a man that these brethren of mine still somehow respect, and I start to neglect. I hope you never resent or regret or feel the need to repent for recompense. I beg you, can you just reassure me that you consent to wasting your time with me again? And the Rizzler moved so much easily after she spoke. Now, someone's chucked on green stuff to emphasize the lighting of the puff, and it's so fucking beautiful because we lit it off the sun. I hope I was a good son, but I don't know if I still get to hope that. And I don't really know what's so wrong with falling in love with your friends, because after all, don't we just fall in love with the people we want to be more like in the end? And I wrote out this message to you like 11 times, but I couldn't bring myself to just fucking press that button, and here you are now, dancing and happy, and it's so much easier to just pretend. And so these words that should have been said, they just get locked inside my neck. There is a box inside my throat. I keep the phrases that descend into regrets. I'm nervous and an aching in my chest. But as long as you're standing over there, then I can come across my best. And then Finlay cries out for a rally on a fucking junkie beat, boys. Every rebel of the century stands attention to their feet. The street below is silent, and we are abstinent from violence. We are shaded and defiant. Why the fuck are you so scared of rain? In a can, Troy lights a fire, some scream, some laugh straight at the pyre, but nae cunt could really tell what the morality was of a well-mannered arsonist. I think I borrowed too much of my darkness, so I had to forget. She nodded. She understood. She had this passion that was loud and this cyan light of her own, and she had a grey hoodie on which she wore nothing underneath. She was a goddess, as all of us can be. Don't look at me. And then the sun's smile gleamed and he seared. He puffed a puff the road and grinning warm and sincere said, "Some of us were born to beam." And she says, "What the fuck are you on about? Not everything's as it seems, and just because we make a good team, it don't mean that I want you to sleep with me, and fuck, no, I didn't mean that. Well, let's have another beer, but and I'm a team, and I just want to scream, if you have a dream, then what does that mean for me? Because it's baggy shirt, but I wish I hadn't worn skinnies. Waiting for the shop to open so we can reload our tinnies, and we're drunk and fucked up, and most times I don't really think that I deserve to be loved, and I think I killed my best friend once. Fuck. This is good, skunk. And it's sacred. Every maker's still trying to make it. Every hellraiser still trying to raise it. Every anarchist still trying to pay it. And every stammerer still trying to... They took my bones. We stole their homes. We invaded them for all, and then we left them all alone. Why is it for our politics that their people must atone? And why is it that with money it only takes one day to ruin Rome? With these pennies that invest in narcissism and space, getting to live life at a completely different fucking pace. If my and I too denied empathy, then maybe I also could be above the human race. In this digital digit and societal sickness, dealers hit harder than pedos in the eye of convictions, restrictions to sections, social mobility distraught. You pay what you can for lessons, we'll dictate what they're taught, forever nurturing this distant thing that somebody else has bought, forgetting the things we have around us that we so heroically sought. Some petty crime, aye, but we're white, so they don't even care to get us caught. They say kids these days don't go to war, they fight battles that should have already been fought. So tonight, tonight's a dream. Tonight is a realm. Tonight, always a place in which to lose yourself, shed pain. With kind friends and moonlit smiles, I swear down you would be so grateful to be here now if you could see this sun rising. And I look in her iris, and it's ginger, and it's fragrant, and it's bliss, and I say that she is welcome to stay the night, and no, we do not have to kiss. So now the grey hoodie is on. There's a book in my hand. We pass a toke for fuzzy brains and enjoy the lonesomeness of our company. She smiles as clouds hide the sun, and we agree it is perfect timing. Stub the smoke, love. Come to bed, friend. A good effort on all accounts. See yous next week again. It must be time to walk my ground. It must be time to fall out a sound. Another Friday night, sure enough, man, is awaiting the reap. Right now, I just need some fucking sleep. Thank you so much. Free Palestine.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, we'd appreciate it if you could hit the like button, if you could hit the subscribe button, and make sure to ring that bell icon so you don't miss any updates from us in the future. If you want to go that extra mile and support us a little further, we do have a Patreon channel with loads of exclusive goodies, and you can sign up for as little as $1 a month. We appreciate your help, guys, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.